All right, what's up, team? Today we're going to be breaking down the week ending 12/7, 2024, right? And this market, man, I tell you, it's been extremely, what's the word? It's been low volume, right? It's been, I want to say challenging, but in a way, I'm grateful for it because this market has helped me become super specific and like systematic with my edge, with my entries, with what I'm looking for, and with what I'm not looking for. Right? Like, if we learned anything from this week, it's that you cannot compromise your system whatsoever. Otherwise, you will pay for it. Like, if you've put in the time and you've developed your edge and you have yourself a system, a way to get in and out of the market that you've back tested, right? Like if you have that, right? That's what we call an edge. If you have that and you compromise by forcing a setup, by seeing something that is unclear to you, but you're willing to put money on the line just to try to make some money and get done with it, you're gonna you're going to lose money. You're not going to be profitable. Like one thing I really realized this week was the importance, and I mean, we talk about this all the time, but it's the importance of knowing what you're looking for and only trading that. Um, so I'm looking forward to diving in this week. We got Louisiana's finest on the mic. We got Todd. We're gonna, and I'm grateful to have Todd on this webinar today because Todd's edge is, I've adopted a lot from Todd, right? I've learned a lot from Todd. And, using the 2 minute, using the moving averages, right? Like, identifying that opportunity and not trading anything else, right? Like, that's the stuff I want to talk about today because I feel, a lot of traders on the team struggled this week. And, me being one of them, right? I think I had, uh, three losing trades this week. And then the power of risk reward too, because I had a profitable week. I had a profitable week this week, and it's the power of risk reward, right? Like so, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about which trades I took that were losses. I want to talk about when I was able to cut them, right? Because that's a super important factor, right? Like you don't always have to lose that 30%, right? Like you can cut that a little sooner. Um, and then I want to talk also. I want to talk about not taking trades. Monday I didn't take one trade. I didn't take one setup Monday. Look at the price action here. Price action was garbage. There was one thing I do want to point out here. Um, because the edge did apply, right? Our strategy did apply this day, right? And you check it out, right? This is the 2 minute. I'm actually going to whip out SPY real quick. Let's go to SPY here. I'm going to whip out the 5 minute. Because I wasn't able to see this. Um, but look at this right here. Morning opens, right? Massive chop here. Massive chop. Um, I wanted to going into this week, right? We just came out of November. November, our win ratio on the HPT cross has an 85% win ratio. Now, it only has that win ratio if implemented properly, right? Like just because you hear a strategy has an 85% win ratio, that's great, but can you actually only follow it, right? And that's what I was trying to do this day, was follow it strictly because you can see there's no cross here in the moving averages, right? In the morning, there's no cross, so I'm just staying patient. You got that 20 getting respected very well here on the 5 minute. Um, Price rallies up into the highs, and now we come down below. I'm getting ready for the first cross, and now this is the power of having the entry criteria, right? The green bar or red bar ignored, right? That RBI or GBI, because there was no RBI or GBI here, so I did not short the market. It was just I was waiting for my edge to appear, and it didn't happen. Now this was a beautiful long play right here. This is textbook off open print. Look at this. Bam. did not take this trade. I think I ended up walking away from the computer for a little bit, or I just missed it. But look at this. Falls below open print, falls below the 50, soaks up all that little, all those sellers right there rushing the market. And then price rallies back above open print. Boom, we get a nice red candle right there. And you can see, look at this. I'm going to zoom in real close right here. This red candle got ignored. Look at that. The top of that red candle is 60335. The top of this the top of that green candle is 60335. Top of this red candle, 60333. Right? So this actually got disrespected by 2 cents. This would have been a beautiful long entry. Bam. Off open print, moving average cross, right? So, because I'll whip out here in the Discord a lot of our edge, a lot of our examples don't look like that, right? If I whip this out over here, you'll see. Let me whip this up here. A lot of our examples here, they have more follow through, right? They have the moving average cross. There's more follow through to the downside, right? In this one, there was no follow through to the downside, but we still got the moving average cross. We still got the move off open print, and we still got the RBI, right? So this did constitute as a phenomenal example of the HPT cross. This was beautiful. I didn't trade it, but look at it. It was flawless. That was a beautiful setup right there off OP. But I took no trades Monday. Tuesday.
They definitely tested your patience. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh
that was
yeah.
about the cleanest play of the day right there.
Yeah.
If you could wait,
Yeah.
not rushing and all that. Around that 2 o'clock area, we had a decent trade, but
Yeah.
it just didn't much follow through that day. Seemed like.
Yeah. Yeah. There really wasn't. And if you look at that 1 hour, um, you'll see here. What was that Monday? Let me see. Yeah, Monday right there. We were playing with the highs, right? We were coming up on the highs. And that's like what we always talk about with knowing your environment, right? Like when you're playing all time high, like look at this. You got sellers up here at ATH, but we're holding the moving averages on that 1 hour. Um, I think that's one of the reasons I didn't take it was just the 1 hour just did not look good. But yeah, Todd, you said it perfect. That day really tested your patience. And then once I remember because I was really looking to short this, and then once the buyers came through, I was just like, oh man, I gotta walk away, and I walked away at the best time. Um, and yeah, that's funny. That's just how the market works, though, right? Like you just got to be there and see it. But knowing what not to trade really helped me this day. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing what not to trade kept me from making bad decisions in the market, losing money. It kept me from like forcing things. I was like, I constantly wrote in the Discord. I was like, if I don't see my edge, I'm just not trading. It is what it is. Especially coming off last month's results, right? Because like you go through that data. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, right? You go through the data and you see that your edge has an 85% win ratio. And then if you look at your journal and you don't have an 85% win ratio, you have to ask yourself, what's going on? Like, why doesn't that align? And it's because you're either taking trades that don't align with your edge or you're compromising. And I mean, sometimes I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying there's a discrepancy there that we got to figure out what's going on, right? So that was really eye opening to me. And this going into this week, I was like, all right, it's time to trade your edge.
Yeah, emotions and executing is is mostly that problem.
Yeah,
What I've come to learn, you just got to sit there in front of the chart and wait for your setup. You sit there and wait for it, and when you see it, it clicks in your mind that this is it. Boom,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
And it sounds easy, but
After,
you, you start looking at the chart for an hour, and
yeah,
start getting impatient, like, oh shit, I need to put on the trade, but you can't do that. You got to
yeah,
sit there patient, wait for your edge, and and that's what you're supposed to do. But
yeah,
it's
just
like I said, harder than it sounds.
absolutely. It's literally it's the main factor, if you ask me, in consistent results and not consistent results is that right there. Like being able to just sit, watch, remind yourself. It's so crazy. And like you literally it's you against you. The charts are just doing what they do, right? It's super funny because like holding trades is one of the biggest problems most traders struggle with, right? Like holding winners. And I've recently been doing a lot of work on back testing and on demand, right? Just over trade, over, right? Like just it just over just if I'm not doing anything, I'm on my computer trading during the weekend, during everything, right? Just like because the more you could take the money out of the equation, the more you'll realize how much your emotions play such a big role, bro. Like when I'm trading on demand, I'm like, the candles are just moving just the way they should. Like there's nothing to it. Doesn't matter. There's no money on the line, right? But then in real time, right? It's like, oh my God, what if it pulls back? Oh my God, I don't want to. I don't want to risk it, right? And it's like, but if you actually let the chart play out, you'll see it moves right in your favor. So yeah, we'll go into Tuesday here. Tuesday, I took one losing trade, or I'm sorry, I took two trades Tuesday. Um, I took a short play right here, and this is Todd. This is exactly what we were talking about. Um, couldn't really get a move in the morning, even though there was a really good move here off open print. I failed to execute on this one. Uh, because there was no there was no cross in the moving averages, which doesn't necessarily mean. I think we were talking with Darren about this the other week. Doesn't mean that there's not a good edge present. But look at here on this 2 minute off open print. This was a beautiful trade right here. Um, comes up above open print. Buyers could not hold it, and then fall below OP. Bam, green bar ignored right there. Short play, boom. She just sunk. This is a beautiful short right there. I did not catch any of it. I literally once this candle happened, I I just hesitated, and next thing you know, she just sunk, and I'm like, oh man, there we go. Um, and then
Yeah,
since
hesitate, then it flushed.
yeah, yeah, hesitate for 1 second, and this thing literally rips down. It was like the best trade of the day, if you ask me. It was just watching those buyers not hold OP, and then boom, just sunk. And I'm like, man, I missed that, right? Don't worry, all good. We'll find a better setup. So I end up taking a short play here on this candle, looking to play down further, and it just didn't have the follow through, and then price ended up reversing on me, right? And I ended up taking a long play later in the day, but this is a prime example of what we were just talking about, where if you hesitate and you miss a trade, like you have to be okay with you missing the whole day, right? Like I mean, especially in these market conditions, right? Like I mean, there's really not that many good setups per day right now. And if you miss one, like that might be it, right? Like, and I'm not saying you have to walk away and shut your computer off and be done, right? I'm definitely not saying that. But what I'm saying is you have to be all right with missing a great setup and being like, that really may be the only opportunity. I'm not going to compromise my edge here because I missed this short to get in here. And I'm not even saying this was a bad short play. I do feel like this was a little bit forced here. Um, I'm pretty sure we were pretty extended from some moving averages when I took it. Um, what was going on here? Yeah, I mean, look how far away we are from that 50. We're very far away from that 50 down
we had
here.
a, we had a support area too down
Yeah,
there. That
yeah, right.
on the larger time thing, it had some stroke right there.
Yeah, yeah. So it just kind of on this play I lost 17%. It was a really, a really small loss. right? Because I knew going into that trade, I was like, if this don't have follow through, she gonna reverse, and there's no point in me holding it, right? You ever take trades like that, Todd, where you're like, you know, you you compromise your rules a little bit, and you go, well, I don't even want to say compromise. I don't like that, but like you take a setup and it's really, you've had a lot of time in front of the charts. You know, if this thing goes, she's gonna go, but if she doesn't, it's probably it's time to get out, right? Like I was playing low of day, so I knew if this thing didn't hold, there was very low probability of it consolidating up here and going back, right? I was like, if buyers take this, she's gonna reverse. So I was
Yeah,
able to.
the last month or so, I going through my trades and stuff. About the last month, I've been a go to break even trader. More and more I trade.
Yeah,
When I'm in some profit, I'm playing defense more and more. I see myself doing that because I mean, you look at a football game. If the defense holds the team to 0 points, they're going to win most of the time.
yeah, yeah.
So, I'm not risking it. I'm not messing around with my stops no more.
No,
If I'm in profit a decent a bit, I'm dragging the stop even. And if it knocks me out, I won't lose nothing. So
well,
I've been doing that more and more, and I start scaling out because the better we get at this game, we're gonna end up scaling up more and more, which
hmm
means those little wins are gonna be a lot more profit once you start scaling up. So I'm trying to get my mindset going towards that.
I
You know.
like that. Me and I think we used to talk about this before, where we're like, is this an issue I'm gonna have in 5 years, right? Like, and I like how you're mentally preparing yourself right now for the future, right? You're like, dude, I listen. This shit's a numbers game, straight up. Meaning, it ain't a skill game, right? There is skill involved. I'm not gonna say it's not a skill game, but it's more of a numbers game than a skill game, if you ask me. And what that means is managing capital, right? Like, I mean, in managing capital has been around since the beginning of time. There's chapters in the Bible that are talking about if you manage the little, God gives you more to manage, right? Like managing capital is is the main purpose in trading. I think a lot of people, me especially, had a very big issue with this because I was so concerned with walking away with a green day that I would mismanage capital and I would compromise what I knew and understood the market to behave like. I would be like, oh, maybe like say I'm in a short play here and I'm playing in the low of day, and we're coming up to this green bar ignored, right? This would be my stop on this trade, maybe even lower, but this is just for an example, right? Like I'm not gonna allow this thing to go break above this, right? I'm gonna manage this in a way that I'm not gonna put myself in a vulnerable scenario, right? Like, and you don't always have to go let it go so far, right? You got to, play the number game. Don't play the emotion game. Like Todd, there's some trades that you break even on, right? They may turn around and go in your favor, but the defense sometimes is worth way more than the offense, dude. Especially when those like in the long term.
Yeah, like I said, you can always re-enter. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
just like that play right there. You just say that thing stops you out at that GBI somehow,
yeah,
stops you out on
yeah.
that
It gets you
entry.
right there. Yeah.
And yeah, and then it comes back up and gives you another one. You
Bam.
can re-enter right there, and then
Exactly.
you know, like I said, I just noticed myself. I'm starting to go to break even so much more because a year down the line, 2 years, I'm playing 15, 20 contracts.
Yeah.
Thing goes red 3, 4 points. You talking about a couple grand, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. We don't got time for that. Only wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. All right. Now I ended up taking a long right here. It was definitely a very good. So I went long on this candle here. Put a stop in a bit down below. Let's go into. Hold on. What which day I want to talk about here? This day. This was a tough one right here. So short the market here, right? I'm in short right here. Bam. Now my stop was it looks crazy here, but when I had a 60-cent stop in here, right? So I took the market short here. We had news coming up, and I was $2 away of getting stomped out on this trade on my contracts. I bought my contracts for like $88, and I put my stop in at like 65 or something like that, and price literally rips all the way up to like 66. I'm about to get stomped out, and then this thing starts to take off to the downside, right? 2 minute it looks bad. On the 5 minute it looks a little better than that. That looks that one looks bad. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So I'm in short there. Price pops up on me. That's why, because I put my stop above this candle right here. Right, really, really large stop. Not really though. It was only 60 cents. I didn't have a drawdown more than 30% here. But then the market starts to rip down, and then just like we were just talking about, I was able to scale out. I had 5 contracts on SPY, and then I was able to scale out and then allow the rest. Where is it? Here we go. Scaled out down at the bottom because we got super extended from the moving average. And then I put my stop at the top of the candle for the break even. So scale out here, but that violent move to the downside causes the snapback. Boom, price snaps back up, hits me at break even. If I was trading,
Full 180.
yeah, bull 180. If I was trading SPX here, I most likely would have booked all my profits down here because of how extended we were from the 9, and it was like I'm sure you've noticed this, Todd. The quicker price moves, like say you're in a short play and this thing
Mm-hmm.
literally rips down 80 cents on a day that you're barely moving, like you get extended
Yeah.
from that moving averages. It is so high probability that you're gonna rip back. It's gonna snap back. So there's like really no point in even holding. Um,
Yeah. Gotta be quick. Quick
yeah,
draw McGraw.
yeah, you got, you got that's super quick right there. And but did a great job there of getting out at break even and not letting myself give back any profit like that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, dude, I'm only
Yeah.
breaking even on this.
Yeah, I took a long play later on. That bull 180 came in, and I was looking for a higher low, and I got in
Oh, stop
on on what was it,
this one.
10:56
Yeah, this
candle
one.
your time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's when you text me and you're like, when that 2 minute wipes out 4 other candles, you got to get in it.
yeah, yeah. That's man. And if you go back to some of the like this
Oh,
week
that's the
and last
higher
week,
low too. Yeah.
yeah, I look at I'm pretty good at catching the second leg continuations. And once you start getting good at that, there's only one way to go, and that's how to catch the first leg. So that's
Yeah.
I'm kind of because I'm always studying. I'm just like you. I'm in
Yeah.
these charts damn near every day. My old lady gets mad at me.
20,
but
24/7. But we're so invested, bro. There's no going back now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
um,
it,
I
it,
wouldn't know what to do without my
yeah,
computer set up.
yeah. Yeah, I would have no purpose on life. Um, yeah, caught that. That was a really good one, right? That was a phenomenal trade, Todd, right there. It really was, man. That is beautiful. I like that. I want to start incorporating some of that right there. I like that. Bull 180, then higher low. That might be a really good strat right there. Um, all right, let's dive into Thursday here because my I got like a couple more minutes here for my uh video shuts off. So Thursday, man, this was a beautiful setup. It was a really good setup here. I'm in the market short here on this red bar. I'm gonna show it on SPX. SPX, it just looks so damn clean. And this is the and what I want to show you guys here though, right? Is like the patience it takes to do this, right? Like you, and I don't want to say patience like it's a hard thing. You just need to know what to look for, right? Like when I'm watching SPX here, only thing I see here is look at how price is respecting the 50, respecting the 50. We rip up above open print. So at this point, I'm looking for a long. I'm like, bro, this looks beautiful. I'm looking for a long, but I have entry criteria. I need this red bar to at least get ignored. If I get that, I'll go long. Or I need to see some sort of continuation strength structure from the bullish side for me to go long here. None. We get none of it. So price then falls below. And at this point, I'm like, I need to get in this short. Because buyers just lost open print. Very similar to Todd's long, right? On the previous day. Now I'm looking short, but it's the same setup. Now I'm looking for, what is it, Todd? A lower high, right? Or a lower high below the open. And then on this candle right here, we fall below, green bar ignored. So now my stop's going to be a little above it. I'm going to put it at this point as structure, right? Because I can afford that. And then price starts to come down, rips up, stay in it, and then we get a beautiful move to the downside here. This was a really good setup. I love this. Love this trade. Felt really good.
Yeah, I took the same trade. I
Look at,
took the
look
exact
at that.
same trade.
It's so damn
Yeah.
beautiful.
You see that big red bar at 1020
Yeah.
takes out one, two, three, four bars
Yeah.
at the calibration.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna kick off a leg.
Interesting. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, that one red bar wipes out one, two, three, four, five lows. Right? Low, 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 low. Think, if you were long, if you were getting the market long here, this candle would kill you. That's how I.
Stop. That's where all the stop
Yeah.
losses.
Everyone's getting stomped out there, full move down. Um, and then I took a long play up here, but I want to get into this Friday trade here before this shuts off. I got like 2.5 minutes. So Friday, right? Friday, this thing rallies off the open, right? Strong move here off the open. Um, this purple line here is previous day open print, right? So this is very important here. This is I've been watching this a lot more. I didn't do enough. Previous open print is a very important level. So we price rallies, I get none of this, right? I'm in none of this. I'm super patient, watching these charts. And then sellers wipe all, like Todd said, right? Look at this one candle wiping out one, two, three, four other candles here. Sellers introduce themselves to the market right here, right? Every time price came up into the highs, we got strong selling. So now I got my eye on a move to open print because if PDH don't hold, I know statistically if a pent number cannot hold, if buyers can't hold this, there's a very strong chance price is going to go back down to the lows, right? If the highs can't hold, there's a very strong chance you're going to get a move back down to the lows. So, with that being said, um, I'm now just waiting for criteria. Price sells off really quick, and I miss my short play, right? I miss my short play, but I'm going, hey, it's all good because I know how to spot GBIs, right? So when you spot a previous GBI, especially off a critical level, and you miss the trade, wait for it to come back. Wait for it to come back, right? Like I was gonna entertain a long here, but I didn't want to fight these sellers up here, right? Because they were very strong, and PDH was looking weak, so that kept me from long. So instead, I wait for price to fall below, and then we come back up into this area of interest, right? And we get this very strong red candle. So at this point, bam, in short, stop above it, targeting open print, and caught a beautiful move here to the downside. And I want to show you something real quick here too. Look at this. You whip out them fibs, because I know how much my boy loves um, measuring. Like, look at this. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on.
Yeah, especially on news days.
Yeah, I was really proud of